Good afternoon, guys. MWUSA Season 3, Episode 135. It is Sunday afternoon, 2 p.m., and 88 degrees outside. Sunny day, scalding hot day. I remember being a kid and sitting on those vinyl seats. Oh, if you ever experienced those, in shorts when it's 90 degrees outside and it burns your skin. Oh, that was awful. I don't know why I just thought of that, but anyway, this afternoon we're going to try to make a little bit of money, supplement our income for the week. Last week, obviously, had a tough week, and we need to pick things up a little bit, make some money, keep moving forward. So that's what we're doing today. Today we're going to play at least one session of blackjack, maybe multiple sessions of blackjack. Like I said, leaving 2 o'clock in the afternoon, hoping to be home by 5 or 6 in the morning. I'm going to try to hit 5 or 6 or 7 casinos if possible. They are kind of far apart in some areas that we're going, so it'll be a long day. So need to keep our cool, keep a level head, and do our best to make some money. Really, that's about it. Not much else going on right now. Not much else on my mind, really. I know that I'm starting to have bigger swings because I'm trying to make more money. But that's part of the game. You're going to have bigger wins, bigger losses. Yeah, that's really what's going on. So I want to let you go right now. Going to get on to my first place, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back. You're probably like, MW, it's been so long. Where have you been? I know it's been a while. Let me tell you what happened. I went into this place, looked around, didn't see much. It was very crowded, and I played like 6 or 7 plays and was only ahead about $8 or $10, and it was just going awful. I find a play at a decent level, like $4 a spin. Everything's lined up. I played that all the way through, and I end up losing about $250 on it. Find another play on my way out, play that, picked up a few bucks here and there, a couple more plays on the way out, and it just wasn't going my way. I ended up leaving that session down $82. Now, I didn't know it, but the casino was giving some stuff away too, some summer stuff. And actually, it was a pretty decent gift, so at least I got that, and I'm out of there. So I ended the session minus 82, so no big deal. We're moving on. But while I was in there, I was actually sitting at a slot machine playing, and I got a call about an opportunity to buy a piece of real estate. It would be something that we would buy, and we would fix it up and sell it probably by spring, and try to make whatever 100 on it or something like that. So talked about that for a while, discussed it with all the people that could be involved. Some people would be the cash, some people would be the labor, and we discussed how we would work it out and made a deal that we think would work out. The house is not listed yet. It's going to be listed on Tuesday. Open house is going to be on Friday, and so we're going to get the earliest time to look at the house on Friday and put in a cash offer to close Tuesday. So if it works out, we're going to say, okay, it's going to be whatever the cost is. We'll have the money for you in 2 business days. Let's close it in 2 business days. And as long as they have the title already pulled and ready to go, then it would be ours within the week. So within the next week. So I think that would be good. It's not too far away from where I live, so I'd be able to keep an eye on it. I'd be able to work on it. And as far as labor, I could contribute. My family could contribute and get that thing taken care of quickly and get it turned around. And obviously selling in the wintertime is not the greatest, but by spring we should be ready to have it sold, and it'll sell quickly. So I feel pretty confident about it. I feel it's a good opportunity, and we'll just see how things go as far as acceptance. So I think this is someone who lived in this house for over 40 years and has either passed on or is moving somewhere else. And so it may be a little bit underpriced. But no work has been done on it in 40 years, so you're going to need a new floor, a new kitchen, new bathrooms, new ceiling, you know, new lights inside, maybe some new wiring, I don't know, furnace, who knows. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Yeah, so right now, just moving on to the next casino. Temperature spiked up to 91 degrees. I need some gas. Alright, let me look for a place to get gas. I only have about 20 miles range. So let me check that out real quick, and then I'll be back and let me see here. Might have to do it with you on the phone, on the thing here with me. Because there's an exit right here. I don't know if actually this price is really good. Alright, now, okay. I see where I'm gonna go. So you just, I've talked about upside so often, but if you just open up the app, you can, like right now, I see exactly where I want to be and how much I'm going to save per gallon. I just click it and it'll pull up the map, and I just got basically 40 cents off a gallon from the regular pricing, and I can move on. It's only 0.6 miles out of my way. I've got 26 miles range left, and this place is only 6 miles away. So just by opening up my Upside app, if I put in 12 gallons, I just save $5, not to mention the time that I'm saving by not having to look around. You know, it's all on one map. I can see myself on the map and all the gas stations around me and all their prices and get the best price. So anyway, letting you go for now. I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. I'm still on my way to the next spot. It's a long way, but I was just thinking about a lot of the stuff last week, and so many little things have been popping into my head throughout the week about it, and I just haven't written them down, or I haven't thought to talk to you about them. One is mispays. So I have had so many mispays in the last couple weeks, me and the players around me, and thankfully no one has said anything. We've all noticed it, but we haven't said anything. There was a hand where I think I had a 17, the dealer had a 19 or something. I got paid on that one. A bunch of hands where the dealer had a 21 and they said 22 because they added wrong, and they paid out the table. It's just been so many things like that. And also, this doesn't happen to me very often, because usually, although I play negative shoes, because most of the time I'm by myself, there's no other tables available and things like that. Although I play negative shoes, I don't get the opportunity to have an 11 against a face card, or 11 against a 9, 11 against an 8, with a big negative. So this week, it was probably at least 4, maybe 5 times. And I think maybe all of them were in the same day, the day that I had the big loss, where I didn't double the 11, because we were at like -4, -5 true count, and I couldn't even double the 11. And the dealers are like, oh no, I get it, you know, you've been losing, and you know, you don't want to take the chance. It's easy to convince people there, especially if you're down. You're like, oh man, I want to take the double down, but you know, I'm just worried about it, so I'm not going to double down. And it's important to know where those points are, and a lot of people don't. So against a 10, it's a -4. Against a 9, -4. Against an 8, -6. And I think they were all 10s and 9s that I had, but I was in the -5 plus range. So it's good to know those things if you play by yourself. If you're wonging in and out, obviously you're never going to get it. Like, you're never going to have a double down with an 8 against a 2, because you know, how often do you get to a +15? But you know, just little things, depending on your game. If you're always playing full tables, you probably don't have to worry about this, because you're going to wong out. But you know, when you're playing by yourself, you have to play through those. So, and sometimes it looks weird. I think it was maybe 3 weeks ago, I had an ace-4 against a dealer ace, and I had a big bet out there, max bet, and I took insurance on it, and I lost the insurance, and I played the hand, and I lost the hand. And the dealer was like, why'd you take insurance on ace-4? I don't know, I just had a feeling, you know, because I'm supposed to. And you can't explain that to them, because, you know, that's what we do. So
Anyway, it is really nice out. I did stop and get some gas, and I don't know what happened there. So with Upside, I used my debit card, which I need to put my new Chase card in there instead. But so I put my PIN in, and it was declined. I did it again, and it was declined. And then I did it a third time, and just bypassed the PIN, and it went through. So I'm like, did something happen to my bank account? And I looked, and everything was fine. So I should actually change it over to that Chase card right now, where at least I'm getting points for all this gas that I'm using. So I'll probably do that right now. Anyway, letting you go. I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm back. So I go into this next place, and it's very busy as well. Last day before you go back to work after the holiday, I guess. People want to make sure they go back with empty pockets. Walk in, and I'm checking machines, and I'm seeing nothing, but I'm not seeing a lot of people checking them either. I don't know if I saw anyone in there checking them. I saw one guy sitting behind a lady who was playing a machine, and it was in range, and I feel like he was waiting for her to get up, but you can't be positive. He's playing with his phone. You know how it is. Young guy sitting there playing with his phone, not gambling. Does that seem like it makes sense in a casino? So anyway, just made a couple small plays. I made $100 on one play, and then I move on to another play, and I'm playing, and it's just not going well. I lose the 100 I'm ahead. I lose another 100, and I'm into my third 100, and the lady next to me goes, "See, that's why I don't play the machines fast. Just let it spin. You do better when you do that." Because, you know, when you're doing what we're doing, we're in a hurry. We want to get it done so we can move on to another play. And she just wants to enjoy her $20. But I'm fast playing this, and I'm going through 100, 100, 100. And finally it pays out. I lose a couple hundred on that play. I move on to another play that one through, and I have a big hit on that one. And end up leaving the session ahead $276. So plus 276. It was a weird crowd in there. Well, I guess they were older. I was going to say very lethargic crowd, but they're older, so they should be, right? You know, they're still around. That's what counts, I guess. But yeah, it wasn't like that great or that exciting. It was just a few ordinary plays, and just paid around what it should have for the most part, except for that loss. And we're moving on. So right now, we're going to go play some blackjack, and probably will not play any slots at this place. However, there's another blackjack casino nearby, and I was considering playing there, but I kind of weighed things out, when it is and where it is, and I don't have any other kind of incentive to go there. Their machines aren't great, and they're sweaty and all this. And I decided that maybe next Sunday I would go there, but not this week. So we'll see how the next stop goes, and that may change my mind. But right now I'm going to head off to another casino, play some blackjack, and we're going to try to make 1,000 at this place, maybe a little bit more if we can squeeze it out, just depending on the crowd and the situation there. And we'll just see how it goes. Take it by ear here, one step at a time. Yeah, still not much happening, so I wish some exciting stuff would happen. Now I say that, and I'll probably have a big loss at the next place, but I'd like to see some action happen here, make it exciting. Anyway, letting you go. Still very hot. Talk to you in a bit. Alright guys, I am back as I am in this marijuana stenched elevator, trying to leave this casino disgusting smell. I think it's got some mint in there too. Anyway, I walk in, look around, there's a lot of, and I meant to take a look and see how many new ones they had, but I noticed that they were opening up a whole new area. Thank you. And they got some new tables over there, and as security opened the door for me. They have 1/3 of the tables are 6 to 5, and the other 2/3 are 3 to 2. And then I noticed a guy playing on a different area. He's betting $75 a hand on a 6 to 5 table with a $25 3 to 2 table right behind him. So you don't have to be intelligent to play these games.
obviously. You just have to have some money that you want to lose and just keep playing until all your money is gone. I think that's the strategy that people use here. So anyway, I went and played some blackjack. Was there for about 40 minutes or so, spreading from one hand at $50 to one hand at $400, and immediately started losing. I won the first or second hand and then rebought 3 times for $500 a piece without winning another hand. I had a push in there, and I had a split where I had a loss in the push but no wins. Next thing you know, I'm involved for like $1,500, and then it just kept on getting worse and worse. But the counts on the next shoe just started going up and up. So I'm going 50, 100, 200, 300, and it's going up and up, and I'm losing, I'm rebuying, I'm losing, I'm rebuying. I'm like, just give me black. And I end up involved for a total of $3,000, and now I'm down to like $200 or $300 in front of me. The count levels off. I continue playing. It starts to go up. I start winning. In the last third of that shoe, I just destroyed it and won probably 18 out of 20 hands as the count continued to go up, and I ended the shoe up exactly $500. My last hand was a $400 hand. And the pit boss, who had just come over and said, go ahead for the last 1,000 that I bought in for, because my last buy-in was 1,000. And they're like, what the hell just happened? Literally, they said, what the hell just happened? And I said, I got lucky. I think you're allowed to do that. And I got up, cashed out, and left. I had $3,500. I go to the cashier. The limit is at $3,000. They ask you for ID. Cashed out $2,500. Went to the poker area to cash out the last 1,000, and both the poker cashiers were closed. So I walked around. I ordered some food. I looked at some slots. Found one play, played it through, made $7 whole, and then went back, picked up my food, went to the poker cashier again. They were open, and I had 1,000 in chips, and I said, give me 300 in chips and the rest in cash. And I said, no, my wife's calling me, my wife's texting me, I gotta go, just give me all of it in cash. And they did. See, these guys, when you have multiple purple chips in the poker room, they will ask you for ID to put it in the computer. So I kind of avoided it by saying that stuff. And here we are. So right now I am moving on to another casino. I wish I had done better there, but what are you gonna do? And hopefully things pick up a little bit at the next casino. I thought I was gonna have to come back and play later, and I still might, just depending on timing. Right now the sun is starting to set, and we're moving on to another casino. So I'll be back to update you. I'm gonna eat my food and I'll be back. Well, this was a boring stop until I left. So I walk in this place, I look around, I see no people checking any machines at all. In fact, I see an Asian guy who normally checks machines playing a piece of garbage machine that you're not going to beat. And he was there the whole time, and there was a machine that was beatable to his right, and he never looked at it. And I watched that machine for about 10 or 15 minutes. The guy was just not getting up, so I decided to keep walking. Walked around, found nothing at all. Never even put any money in any machines. That's how bad it was. And I ended up leaving. So I never got to play anything. They don't have blackjack here, so never got to do any kind of anything. So I walk outside, and I see a guy, and his car is next to this lady's car. She's parked, and he's kind of like blocking her way, and he's talking to her. And it turns out that her battery was dead, and she had cables, and he was giving her all these excuses why he couldn't help her. It's like, why did you even stop to even talk to her if you can't help her? So I asked her if she needed help, and she said, yeah, I need a jump if you can. He says that he's got alternator problems and this and that and doesn't want to help. So I said, all right, I'll do it. Normally, I don't like to do that stuff because you never know who you're running into, but there was
3 of us there, I doubt that anything was really happening there. So, and this guy had about 4 teeth in his mouth, but God bless him, he was trying to help her out, but didn't know what to do himself. So I hook up the cars, and her car is not starting at all. And we're sitting there and trying, and we know the connections are good, and it wouldn't start. And she said she put her headlights on, and they weren't coming on. She said the dash was lighting up, but nothing else. And right when we were about to give up, she turned it, and it cranked, and she was all set. So I did a little good deed for the day. I don't know if you remember way back in the first season, I talked about doing a good deed every day. And I said that I was going to start doing that, and I was going to start talking about it and stuff. And then I changed my mind, and I decided that I was just going to do it and not really talk about it. But I thought this was an interesting story, and whenever I see people that need some help, I try to be of assistance, you know, especially when it doesn't cost you any money, just being nice to someone, being helpful to someone, being caring, showing that you care. Sometimes it's just saying something to them that could be a good deed to cheer them up, make them feel better, help them in some way. It doesn't have to be monetary. It doesn't have to be you driving them somewhere or anything like that. And I discourage you from giving money to unknown people or driving them places or stopping for them. But if it's in a safe place like this, a controlled environment, and you can help someone in some way without putting yourself in any danger, you know, I would do it. You do what you want. I'm not telling you to do anything. Don't make me liable for your mistakes now. But anyway, so I ended up walking away with no money, but maybe feeling like I did something helpful. So I guess that's worth not much, but it's something at least. So now I'm a little bit lost. I don't know what to do. I really expected to be a lot further along than this by now, and I really thought I'd have more money than this by now. I think we're up around 700, 725 for the night, which is not bad, but you know, I really would like to see a lot more. So right now, I guess I'm not going to go to the place that has the blackjack just because it's not worth it. They're too, I don't know. They worry about every little thing that you do. You raise from 50 to 100 to 150. They're watching you. They're standing by the table. They're counting it down. It's just a mess. And friends of mine have done well there at overnight hours, but it seems like all the people that get caught in the daytime there. And I'm just not going to go there. So there is another casino that's about 45 minutes from here. I'm going to try that one, and then that'll set me up for possibly another casino, and then we'll have to figure out where we are time-wise. Right now, I'm doing pretty well on time because I'm not finding stuff to play. So it's a little upsetting here, but you know, do what you can. The temperature's finally starting to go down to 86 now. The sun is down, and we're moving on here to another place. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. So at first it was kind of uneventful. I'm walking around this place and just not finding anything. So I look at a machine that I rarely look at because it's so difficult to check it. It takes so long to see whether or not it's in position that most of the time it's just not worth it. And most of the time it's not in position, like 98% of the time. But there was nothing else going on, so I sat down and checked it. Then I found one play at 50 cents, played that through, made like $39 on it, so that was pretty good. And then walking around, don't see anything. I go around the corner and I see this guy, and I'm like, wait a minute, we know each other. And he's like, hey! And I'm like, hey, what's up? And I knew exactly who it was. And I hadn't seen him for a while, and we were planning on getting together. But he said, meet me at the blank restaurant in blank city. I happened to be in a different state at the time, and I happened to be in the city with the same name in the other state at the same time.
So I'm like, well, I'm here in the area. I'll be back that day, and I'll meet you. And then he's like, where are you? And I'm like, I'll be in that city in about so-and-so time. And he's like, meet me on this street. And I'm like, I can't find that street on my map. And it turns out that it was in a different state. So then we haven't talked to each other for a few months. And then he walks around the corner. I walk around the corner, and we bump into each other. And we talk for a while, and we walk around and talk about all the Chinese stealing everybody's money and being rude to people and all this stuff and all the things that casinos are doing to battle people doing things and how it's hurting people like us. And he told me that he's been helping a family member through some stuff, and so he's been out of town a lot, and that he's going to be traveling in 2 weeks on Wednesday, so not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday. And he's going to be going through the same city that I'll be visiting that day, which is about 5 hours from here. Well, it's a little less than that because where I live, it's a different direction. But anyway, so he'll be up there at the same time that I will be. So I have to remember next Wednesday at that city to remember to try to get a hotel room, because he might take a nap there, I might take a nap there. It's always better than sleeping in your car. You got a free room, try to set it up early. I should try to set it up tomorrow, actually. And we'll see what happens there. So while he was walking around with me, I found one other play. It was a high-risk play at $6 a spin. I played it through and I lost, whatever, $90 on it. So I hated that. And we continued walking and talking and everything, and he's a pleasant guy to talk to. I enjoy it. It's hard to find good, down-to-earth people where you go, and he's a very hard worker, works in a very tough industry, cares about his family and all that, and, so we're alike in that way. But let me see. So after he left, at that point, I'm down like $50, and I'm walking, looking for stuff. I don't see anything. Finally, my last ditch effort, I go to this one area one more time, and I see a play. It's at $3 a spin. I hit it on the third spin, and it pays whatever, $1 billion. I forget what it pays. Let me see. I've got a picture of it. It paid 143. And after all that, all the ups and downs and everything, and all the time I spent in there, I made a whopping $82. So at least I made money, didn't lose money, but it's been pretty frustrating lately. And really, for this area, making this much money in a day is normal. Especially you have no free play. You don't have, you're not doing anything else that you shouldn't be doing that we're not going to discuss, because we don't do those. Even though those people are making tons of money, we don't want to do anything that's going to get us in trouble or get our names in the newspaper when we have family and people to take care of. So right now I am moving on, and it's darn dark out here now. The moon is out, nice little tiny sliver of a moon, and we're going to move on to another casino. This one's hit or miss, and this one for a while gave me nothing, and then they gave me like $5 free play and like $20 or $30 or $40 in food, which is like ridiculous. And now they're giving me buy one meal get one free. Like, I really care. So I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna play some slots, and I'm gonna use some of my comps to take some chips and candy bars and drinks and stuff home, because they're a good deal there. And we'll see what happens there. Hopefully we can make 200 or 300 more and get home by 2 or 3 o'clock instead of 6 o'clock, because right now I'm so far ahead of schedule because I'm not finding plays. So anyway, I'm going to let you go right now. We're going to go into this next place, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back. I just sat back in the car here. I'm about to start the car and move on to another place. So this place, like I said, is hit or miss. You either hit big or you get nothing at all, and that's just the way that this place works. It's always been that way. There's either people working in here or there's not, and if they're not here, then there's usually opportunity. But in this case today, it was more than that. So let me explain. So I walk into this place, and I check one machine, nothing. Go to my second machine. I always go like the same way every time through the place, because it's the most efficient way to go through the casino and hit all the machines I want to see. Now, I had mentioned in the past that they had recently taken some machines out of this specific place, and those were machines that I was one of the only people that checked, and I made good money on them. So I wasn't really that confident going into it, but it was on my route that I had created for the day, and I was going to do it. So I go in, I look at the first machine, nothing. Second machine, I see a play, and what it is there's three machines next to each other. The machine on the right had a small play. I played it through. I made like $18, I think. And then the machine in the middle and the machine on the left had two girls sitting there. So I look at the machine in the middle, and it's right there. And it's like, in 2 spins, it's going to hit. So I'm like, oh boy, what do I do here? So I say, are you going to play that? And she says, no, go ahead. Young people are very passive lots of times. You can't feel bad about it, especially these days are more passive than ever. So if you want someone to get up, just be nice and just say, do you mind if I sit there? And they're going to let you have the seat. I sit down. I said, I'm just going to be a minute. I'll go boom, boom, hit it. And I get up and I go, all right, I'm taking off. You can have it back. And she was like shocked. She said, man, I've been playing that for 20 minutes and it wouldn't give me anything. Yeah, you've been playing it for 20 minutes because it's a machine that's beatable. And on the run-up, it pays you like 40, 50%, and it wiped you out. And she had cashed out like 10 cents on the machine or 20 cents on the machine. So anyway, then the machine that her friend was playing was also a machine that you could win at, but it was past where it needed to be, and it wasn't going to be beat. And I'm like, well, good luck, don't overdo it. Oh, no, thank you, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I leave. I go around, I look at all over the casino, the back room, the other back room, the side, everywhere, and I'm not seeing anything. Then I finally see a machine. I'm like, whoa, this is the machine that I thought they pulled out, but they just relocated it. Because after I go through my normal routine and check all the machines that I normally check, especially if I have time, if I'm not in a rush, I'll just take my time and go up and down every aisle and see if there's any changes. You never know when there's going to be changes. Lots of times they'll put signs up that say hot new machine or something like that, but sometimes they'll put that on a machine that's already been there for a long time. It might be an old machine and they just moved it, so you just got to be careful, but pay attention. And I found this machine and I'm like, this is great. And it looks like since the last time when I was complaining about it not being there anymore, nobody's really played it. And so I sat down and played it, and let me see what I hit for on it here. I hit for 253, 460, a bunch of $100 ones, a bunch of $80, $50, $60 ones, and played it all the way through till it was done, and it was no longer profitable. And I had a total buy-in between the first machine and this machine of $120 that I bought in for, and I cashed out like $1,012 or something like that, so that by the end of it, with all my ups and downs and all the machines that I played, I ended up $892 ahead. So plus $892. So that was fantastic. That was as good as the rest of the day. So you never know. You got to keep paying attention. Then after I finished that machine, I said, let me just take one more lap again, because it's been a while. Been whatever, half hour, 40 minutes. And must have been even longer than that, because I was probably at that machine for half an hour. I think I spun it around 2,200 times before the play was over. So just to give you an idea of how long some of these can be, 2,200 spins, considering a spin every 4 seconds, because there's little things that it does in the middle that slow you down. So 2,200 times 4 divided by 60 seconds divided by 60 minutes. That would be like 2.5 hours. I know I wasn't there that long, so I must have been spending it like, probably was an hour that I was on that machine. So I go back around and I see the two ladies are still there. I'm like, man, I thought you guys were gonna get up. You guys are gonna be losing your butt by now. And she's like, yeah, she hit for a jackpot like 1,200, but we already gave it all back. You guys are idiots. And then they were using their phone to load more money on the machine. And right when I left, they had just hit another something that was paying them like $500. But I don't know how much they blew to hit the 1,200. But then they lost the 1,200, and they were putting more money on again. I think I heard one of them say like 380 more or something like that, and they were going to hit it for 500. So they're probably down 800 or 900 for the day. And I said, well, so then that girl was sitting on that same machine again, and there was a play on it again. And I'm like, I'm really sorry. Do you mind if I sit there again? And then boom, 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 like 7 spins. I hit it, and I get up. I said, you can have it back. She goes, how did you do that? As soon as you got up, I started playing it. I've been playing it the whole time, and she showed me a voucher. It was a dime, 10 cents left on her voucher, and she had gotten up, or she was still sitting there, but she had cashed it out. And then I sit down, like 7 spins. I hit it. It didn't pay much, like whatever, $30, $40, something like that. But I made a good profit on it. And she said, yeah, we're probably going to blow all this money back too as soon as this finishes paying us out. So I'm like, okay, well, glad you guys can afford it, because I can't. So anyway, what are we up? Like, that's 1,000 right there. And then 1,500. And then I think I made like, I didn't put down here, I think I made like 7 on that one, on slots. I didn't put that in my notes. But it's 15, 16, 17, 18, 50, 19, 20, 70, 19, 18, 50. Wait a minute here. Oh, that's a different day. Let's go through this again. So 190, 690, 700, and 9 is 16. So about 1675 today. So we had a good day, and it's early still. It's only midnight, so I'm gonna get home at like 2:30. So, and if I hadn't sat at that machine that long, it would have been so early when I got home. But I'm happy to be getting home early. We'll get some sleep, and I do have some work to do with all the alerts and stuff that I monitor, so I'll do that right now in the car as I'm driving back, and I will have a good morning tomorrow. So busy with meetings tomorrow. Right now it's 73 degrees, so I don't have to be at work for like 7 or 8 hours. Let me see what my calendar looks like for tomorrow. Not bad, actually. I only have 5 meetings, but I'm in the office all day. And then I have another 5 on Tuesday. One other thing I need to do tomorrow, I need to get up especially early tomorrow. And my son had gotten upset or something, and he hit a window in our bedroom and broke it. It's been like a month, and it took forever for them to make a new one, because it's a vinyl window, but it's wood clad. So they put a thin veneer of wood on the inside, so the inside looks like the woodwork in the house, and the outside looks like vinyl. Just looks like a regular vinyl window. So it took them a little bit longer to make, and it was pretty expensive to make a new one. But since my son was planning on maybe doing a business like cleaning driveways with a power washer, I had him clean my parents' driveway, which is extra long. It's like 120, 130 feet long, and it has a little turnaround area, so it's very long. And I had him clean it, and I said, if you clean it and then I'll wipe out the money that you owe for the window. So tomorrow early in the morning, I'll check to see what time they open, but I think they open at like 6 or 6:30, and I'll go get the window. So give me a minute here. I got a call coming in. I'll be back. All right, guys, just finishing up my journey right now. I am in the last 30 miles of my trip, and everything is good. Weather is good. It's like 70 outside. It's perfect. It's peaceful. We made decent money today. I'm going to have enough sleep so that, you know, I can wake up tomorrow and have a good day at work tomorrow. I don't know if I finished up what I was saying about the picking up that window. I got to try to remember to do that in the morning, and then head out to a casino, and then head to work and still be there by 8. So I don't know if it's possible or not. We'll see what time I wake up. The window may have to wait because money does not wait. So yeah, I'm heading home. Everything is good, and I'll be back with you tomorrow for a Monday, Tuesday episode, and then huge Wednesday, huge Thursday, huge Friday episodes, and we'll see how the week turns out. So for now, I'm going to let you go. If you have any questions or comments, the email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you tomorrow.